Hey guys, welcome to my first video. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own Windows form inside of PowerShell. Here we go. So first of all, what we need to do is open PowerShell ISE. This is my tool of choice for building any PowerShell scripts. I know that there's a lot of other tools out there available to do that, but myself, that's what I prefer. So here for you, I already set up my my zoom level to 150, so you're going to be able to see everything that I do, even on a phone. I'm not sure you're going to program or script PowerShell scripts on your phone, but still, maybe you're on the bus. All right. So first of all, what we need to do is so we're going to load our required assemblies. So I'm just going to put a comment here, so if somebody else looks at my code in the future, they know exactly what I did. So I'm putting a void in front of my my call here for the assembly, the DLL, pretty much, that is required to be able to create forms in PowerShell. So here dot forms. All right, and well, that's all we need for now. So let's start with drawing our forms and controls. So what we need to do is create a new variable that's gonna hold the form, pretty much all of its components. So then we can we can then attach more controls to it. All right. So what we need to do is create a new object calling system dot, and you'll see that in PowerShell ISE it's always giving you, well, it's called IntelliSense. It's giving you options as to what is available under the system, whatever it's called. Maybe I should review that before making videos. All right, so what we need to do is pretty much use the same thing as we did here. So System.Windows.Forms, as you saw, forms was there, and then we need a form. So once this is created, we can run just this portion of the code, and then you're going to see that if you just call this variable in the console, you're going to see all of its properties, which most of them can be set. Other ones are just read-only. So depending on which, usually you can tell by just, let's say we pick anchor. So I go here, dot anchor, and you see here that it says get or set. If it's get, then you can only read it, and if it's get or set and set, you can also set it. But in this case, we won't need this at the moment. All right. So what I'd like to do is nest or indent my code, so then I know exactly what belongs to what. So we're going to give a title to our window. It's going to be called Hello World in this case, because that's what we need to do, or what we want to do. Form, I guess I could just copy paste every time, so that'd be faster for me to program this size. So that's going to be the size of our window. We need to create a new object of the type system.drawing.size, which is what's required for Windows to be able to process the X and Y's of the size of the window. So we're going to give it a small size. We don't need something big just to say hello world. So 272 by 160, and then we're gonna give it a I said I would copy paste, right? A border style of fixed dialog. This means that it can't be resized. It's just a window that's a window. That's all. That's all there is to it. If you want to see what other type of border styles you can get, a quick trick for me, what I do is just I go in the console. So I split this. Go into console and I on purpose do a mistake, equals nothing, and then it gives me all the different values that can be used for that type of for this property of the form. So in my case, I want to use fixed dialog. Oops. Topmost. We're going to set that to true. If you need any help for any of those, what I do usually, I just go into Google, and I'm going to Google this, just this portion, and can I do that here? There you go. Oh, well, or Bing. Can use whatever tool you like, and I go on MSDN Forms class, and here it should show you every property which can be set or read, whatever, methods, things we're going to see later on in this tutorial. And later here we see events. So let's say I resize the window, I want something to happen, then you would need to add this to your forms properties. All right, let's go back to this. Form maximize box. I don't want it, so I set it to false. Dot minimize box. I don't want it either. It's just going to be a small window, and you don't really need to keep it afterwards. You can always set it to true if you want to minimize your window. It doesn't really matter. In this case here, we're just gonna set it to false. Control box. That's the top corner here of your windows. Do you want to have that on yours? It's just going to give you the X in this case. So we're going to set it to true. Start position. I think it's always by default. It's always center screen is the default, I believe. I would have to check. Maybe we could just try it to test it later on. And which font I want the classic Windows SEGO or SEGOI. You can call it whatever you want. And now we're gonna add a label. So adding a label to my form. Let's create a label variable. I always set the start before my the first underscore. I put the name of the type of control that it's going to contain. So in this case, I put label because it's a label type object or control. System.Windows. So you just hit enter whenever you highlight the one you want. Forms.label. There you go. And now label location, where it's going to be within the form. So once again, we need to use those new object size, system drawing size, and we're gonna put it at 8,8, and the size of it is going to be Oops. We're gonna put 240 by 32. So that's the X, how large it is, and the Y, how high it is. Well, usually you want to keep it within the limits of the size of your form. That's one of the things with using PowerShell ISC to create your forms, is that you don't have a nice GUI where you can just drag and drop around your controls. But this way, I guess you learn how it works at the core of it. Maybe not. I don't know. That's my view on it. So we're gonna align the text within that label. A label is just a text control that you can't interact with in most cases. It's just text. Like let's say, what do we have? That could be a label. This here. This is most likely a label. Alright, so once again, we could go in the console and see what other types of text aligns we can put. Oh, in this case it doesn't work. Well, that used to work in Windows 7. I guess Windows 10 doesn't have that. Alright, and label.text equals hello world. Alright, and now once this is done, we need to add it to our form. Controls, we need to add this control to the controls inside our form. So add controls to this form, and the variable containing our hello world label. If you want a button, well, we could just start with that. So what we'll do is just we're gonna finish wrapping up this form, so then we'll be able to display it on the screen. Alright, so what we need to do is form.add shown. So everything that is not hidden inside our form, we're now going to run it. We're just going to compile, I guess, all the controls within the form. And oh, I forgot to add my squiggly brackets here, curly. I researched that the other day. What were their name? I can't remember. Activate. Oops, there's too many of those. Activate. And we're gonna void the actual showing of the box, because if we don't put a void in front of the show dialog method, it's just going to display in the console that we showed the dialog. So let's show dialog. There we go. And now press play. Oh, we've got an error. All right, what do we have? It says at line 27, which is the last one I put in. Oh, there was a mistake. Hello word, not world. All right, there we go. Press play. Boink. There we go. We got a nice little window with just one X in the corner, because we decided not to add the minimize button, and the maximize is also not there because we decided to hide it here. I'm going to show you what it does if we don't put void in front of the show dialog. Did I do it again? Oh, well, I did it again. So whenever we close it, it says cancel because we didn't take any actions within the form. I don't really want to see that, so I just add void. All right, so that's what, here we go. I'm just gonna put that, I guess, on my desktop here. Tutorial PowerShell hello world. So now every time we run it now, it doesn't show the whole code within the console. It just runs the file. All right, so let's add a button at the bottom of our window. So let's add a button. We're gonna call it click me. Sounds nice. New object system. Whoa, that's not what I'm looking for. System.Windows.Forms. If you hit tab, it also auto-completes whatever's highlighted instead of enter. I think both do the same, but sometimes tab is auto-completing even if you have nothing highlighted. It's just, let's say I'm trying to tab here, it's just gonna go through the list one by one. All right, so what I'm looking for is a button. All right, so here's some properties we're gonna give to our button. So its location again, we could just copy paste this here, but we need it to not be over our label, so we're just gonna offset it a bit to the bottom of the form. So X, how far it is from the side of the window, the left side, and Y, how far down it is from the top of the window. Dot size equals, maybe I should just do this, and we want it to be pretty much the same size as the window. Well, I mean, same white. You're gonna notice that I'm not Anglophone, I'm Francophone, so sometimes I have those weird ways of saying things. But in most cases, I think I can speak English properly. So we're gonna text align again to the middle center of it, because then it looks nice instead of having it on the side. To me, makes it look better. And button dot text equal click me. And we could add something that happens when we click it. So button.click me. So as I showed you on the web page on Edge, these at the bottom are some methods. Wait, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for the click, perform click, or add click. Sorry. I think I have it set right. Anyways, you add the click function to the button. We're gonna see whenever it doesn't, if it doesn't work whenever I try and run it. All right, so what I wanted to do is, I guess I could change the text of the button whenever I click it to say, instead of click me, you did click me. But that's only going to work once. But that's all. I mean, we don't need to have it too complex for this demonstration. But pretty much here you could add any other functions, or you could do pretty much whatever you want. Click, whenever you click on it, it could start Chrome or the calculator or whatever. I mean, it could be anything you want. See, I could do it. All right, I'll show you right now. You click me and start process calc.exe. Yeah, it looks good. All right, let's run it. All right, we got our form here with a button. Oh, you did click me, and the calculator started. That's all that button does. If you click it again, then you get the calculator again, but the text is already changed, so there's nothing else to change. And that's all for this tutorial, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. This is my first YouTube video for tutorials. I did use a lot of in the past. I built a big tool at work that's all based on PowerShell and forms. So that's where I got all my knowledge from. I learned everything from Google. Well, I mean, I Googled everything I wanted to learn, and I never took any PowerShell courses. So this is my own style, I guess, here, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you.